Welcome to My Thoughts. Tiri kungo taura nyaya, which translates to we are just talking or we are just having a conversation. Before we begin this, if you hear an African woman in the background, a Zimbabwean woman in the background, then you are hearing what's going on in the background. Yes, I was like, I can move upstairs, but I knew if I was to move rooms, I was not going to record anything because today the topic of discussion is going to be the third day of fasting. Day 3 of fasting. In the name of consistency, I had to record. So today I shall tell you about what it's like doing day 3 of a dry fast. I have not consumed any liquids or any solids since Sunday at midnight. I made sure on Sunday around 11 p.m. I was eating. My mouth was full because I wasn't hungry like the whole day. I wasn't hungry at all. Today I just thought I'll channel my Southern African accent as a Southeast African girl. Wait, is Zim in Southeast? If I got it wrong, don't come for me. I'm a bit tired. It's not an excuse, but I will use the excuse. But yes, keeping it real. Look, I know people are like, oh, you need to move to like a quieter room. And it's like, babe, let's keep it real. This is a real podcast. I'm airing my thoughts. Okay, first things first, day 3 of fasting. Let me talk about the sore limbs. Okay, the sore limbs. Why is it like, especially when I woke up this rising? Oh my God, I had obligations, but my body was hurting, especially like my legs. I don't know what it is. And also, like, I found that my feet were really cold too. Yes, today was a bit foggy. And you know, the country that I'm in is a cold one. It's a very cold one. But yeah, I couldn't understand because I had snow boots and they have comfortable teddy bear fur in there. So it didn't make sense. Teddy, like the fake teddy, not like I've gone out there and got a bear from the wilderness. But yeah, and then today I kind of felt like, especially when I'd get up really quickly, I felt dizzy when I'd get up in the rising to pee and like the AMs. That wasn't pretty at all. And I found that, like, not that I like motivation, I found that it was easy for me when I was like talking to people because there wasn't a focus on eating. But I have to admit, today was hard because when people offered me cups of tea or cups of hot chocolate, I was like, oh my God, that smells so good. And then watching people drink coffee and tea, and I just was like, oh my God, I would love like a herbal tea right now. I would live for like some tea. And having started my cycle as well and like being on the second day, that was really hard in the rising because the pain that I felt, like I literally ended up taxiing or taking a taxi to my destination in the rising because I couldn't walk it. I just couldn't do it. I ended up getting there by taxi because if I'd walked, Lord help me. And I think even with breathing when I was in the shower, I found that quite difficult. And I really presume that it's because my iron levels are really low because I've not been able to drink water. And I have not been able to take any medications that requires like my iron tablets, especially. Like again, like I said, when I did this, I was pushing myself. I'm not recommending you to do it. Again, I am not a medical professional. Okay. So I wanted to challenge myself and see what was possible. And like right now, I'm feeling a bit more energetic because I'm doing what I love, you know. And you know, as a side note, can I just say, like anybody out there, you're looking for a presenter, a host, someone that is lively, bubbly, amazing, the best thing that ever walked this planet, like holla me, like to host, especially if you're like inviting me to travel the world and eat food and it's a show and it is paid earnestly and honestly. We don't want any booky things, you know, like please, if you are doing all of that, sugar did okay, let me keep quiet because you don't know the I'm joking. Yo, I'm not okay. Let me keep my mouth closed before I say something that is very stupid. But yeah, I was gonna say like these things where you're looking for a baby to do your business on so they can live the life of their dreams. Please return to sender. Please don't may your eyes become shut And may your eyes temporarily experience blindness if that is what you are doing when you are trying to text me, not text, email me with any type of opportunity that is very immoral. No, thank you, ma'am. But yes, no, thank you, sir. Back to, oh my goodness. Let me see if my mom's going to come in. Okay, no, she's not. She's not going to disturb. All right. Okay. Perfect. So yes. So as I was in the shower, I could feel I could feel my body. My body was not feeling good at all. I was like, oh my God, my heart. Okay, I can hear my mother. I don't know if you can hear her. Yo, way. Yo. I'll have to pause this. Okay, so yes, my mom did disturb me, but the show must go on. We must continue. She was wanting assistance to put. I like this is the thing. Literally, all you have to do is push on and off. Like she literally all has to do like on the side. It's like it's automated. Our heating is automated. All she has to do is like press on, off, or auto. And I'm convinced she likes to send me. I think deep down because she's been struggling to turn it on or turn it off. And she was there like speaking in Shona talking about, oh my God, ndakuwoma chando. And I'm like, oh my God, so dramatic. Ndakuwoma, like woma is like I'm hard, like I'm like frozen to the point where I'm like frozen cold. I was like, okay, babe, you're being dramatic. And she's saying it in such a humorous way. She's like, please, just come save me. So I had to pause. But yes, what I was saying was when I was in the shower, my heart rate, I was kind of like I was finding it difficult to breathe, and I was like, oh, the steam. The steam was a bit much. I was tired. And then I ended up like once I'd like showered, like bathed myself, I ended up like opening the cold water just to go on my body, so then I could then breathe a little bit better from a space of my body trying to warm itself up, and knowing how good cold showers or just dipping in cold water is good for the immune system. So once I got out the shower and I was getting ready, that's when it was like even just putting on the lotion, the shea butter. Yo. I'm walking down the stairs in the rising. Jesus is the savior for the Christians. It was insane. So finally got to my destination. Like I was saying, people are offering you teas and coffees, and then they had the nerve to bring out biscuits, and my favorite biscuits of all time, shortbread. I was like, how, Lord, how? But I managed. I survived. Your girl pulled it through. She did her thing. She's still here. It's 8:55 p.m. I am very much alive and kicking. And yeah, so like literally, like, can I just be honest? But like fasting is not for the weak. Like, yes, you could do your normal fast, but like dry fasting is not for the weak. It really isn't, because it really plays with your mental. Like you start to question everything. Like for me, I was questioning everything. Like what I am asking for, is it gonna happen? And then I had to get to a point where like I've surrendered, because I just didn't have any energy to think about negative things. Because when I had to talk to my mom was like, when she shaped it as doubt, I was like, oh my God, you're so right. Like whenever I'm talking about like manifestation or praying, not that you shouldn't have a single like ounce of doubt, because that's not natural. Do you know what I mean? Like that's not human. You're aiming not to have doubt. You're working towards not having doubt and completely trusting. And for someone that is really working on trust, the way like when I was like in my early 20s, baby, let me tell you something. My faith was like, I trust you. I don't need to say anything. I trust. But then as you grow older and like, I don't want to say grow older, you know, as you experience life experiences, and I don't think it's about growing older, it's about life experiences. When you experience a lot of like, whether it's a rejection, abandonment, or like disappointment, or you know, people don't pull through the way they said they're gonna pull through, it's very natural for you to not to trust. But like I had to like really think about the fact that like I can't get like despondent when it comes to my creator, because my creator knows what's good for me and what's not good for me. And people are people at the end of the day. Like that's something that I've started to like really like sit down with and like give grace. Shout out to like Shout out to Once Upon a Time, a man in my life that taught me this. Grace, like give people grace. And I just thought, as much grace as I want people to give me and for me to give to myself, give to others, because people are people and they're human and they themselves are trying to figure out this life. Not that I'm excusing any behavior that is foolishness, give grace, but sometimes giving grace is cutting people off. Okay, that's me done with my rant. But nah, like when I got back home and I was sitting on the couch and I was like, what do I do? Because I'm so proud of myself, guys. Like I prepared a recipe of what I'm gonna eat. I think I said it in a previous VN. I must have said it. Like I was so excited because my girlie took me out and I was like, we're gonna make some really nice, like a Mediterranean type meal to break my fast because it's light. And I was like, oh yes, darling, we gonna break the fast with that. So I prepared the stuff for the baba ganoush. I bought the spices for the zatar. I'm not gonna have lebna because it's dairy and I don't think it'll be wise because one, I'm allergic anyways, and I'm on my cycle, so that's just gonna offset everything and make my flow heavier and stay for longer than it needs to. But I really enjoyed doing the meal prep. I really did. Got myself some nice Arabic bread. Got myself some olive oil to dip in the bread for the zatar and for the baba ganoush. And then I prepared like, so I want to make full medamas. I hope I said that right. Faul maramas. It's like the base is fava beans and I season that and I put that on the side because in my mind I was like, I'm gonna wake up at 6 in the rising and I'm going to cook because technically my fast ends at midnight today, the third day. And then I then visualized, so I had like a teleportation where I went back to when I'd get up to pee in the rising, and I was like, yo, I don't think I can do that. I think I need to break my fast at midnight when it's officially the third day, because the whole trying to sleep also is quite hard. It's quite challenging to sleep because your belly is hurting and then your limbs are kind of sore as well. It's not pretty. It's really not for the faint-hearted. Like it really isn't. And I think you're really experiencing what it is for your body to be at its like working at its most to keep you alive. And I'm not at that point where I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. But like especially this rising, when I got up and I was like, damn, I might have to break this fast. And I did my prayer and I was like, please, higher powers, please may you intervene. I beg of you, intervene. So I'm able to follow through. And I'm really happy because like it's gonna be hitting 9 soon. So I'm really proud. I can't lie. I sat on the couch today and I was proud of myself. I was like, in spite of what happens, if there's wisdom that I gained from this through the conversation I had with my mom, I was like, it's the person that you become. Let me not focus on the outcomes anymore, like, which is hard as a human. But I was like, let me not focus on the outcome. Let me focus on the fact that like the person that I've had to become to in the process of working towards the things that I want, that in itself is the reward. Like it really is. And I thought I can apply this wisdom to everything in my life. It's the person that you become whilst you're working towards a goal, whether you reach that outcome or that outcome manifests. Like it's the woman that you're becoming. And I think even for me, like with this podcast, like the woman I'm becoming, being confident to like air my thoughts, be confident to like be unique and be an individual and be myself and do it my own way. And I think because I was so ready to be in that power again, like it helped also because even with this fasting, having that like spiritual like connection again is what I wanted, that spiritual connection with my creator. Because let me tell you something, baby, like I am a connected woman. Like, I don't care. I'm at a point now where I don't care anymore. Like, I'm a warrior woman. I know I come from warriors. I know I come from, like, even when, like, my dad told me, like, where my people are from, having traveled from Mozambique into Zimbabwe, and then having a great granddad that was, like, a seer, like, someone that foresaw, like, the future and told, like, prophecies, and so thinking about, like, Mbuya Nehanda, and, like, who she was, and, like, coming from people that are herbalists, and, like, people that are so in tune with the land and in tune with spirit, and how that has become so disconnected because of the, the culture that came when we were colonized. And I'm like, I'm tired. Like, I don't care. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care whether you see me as a witch. I don't care whether you think I'm practicing voodoo because I'm honoring the earth and I'm honoring my femininity, my temple, my masculinity, my all, myself, my spirit in its entirety. If you're offended, I don't care. I don't care. And I think through the process of fasting, I've realized that, where I'm just like, because I'm seeing things from spirit and I'm seeing things from the core of realness and seeing people for who they are and what they are. Like, you know, I've always been able to do that, but like oftentimes you're like, nah, because you know, society teaches you and it gaslights you. So like, you then think that behavior is normal. You then think that these toxic ways of living are normal. And I've accepted it now. Like, I've accepted that I'm a weirdo. And if I'm not weird, that means there's something wrong. And I don't mean being weird in the name of being weird, but like being yourself. That in itself is unique, and uniqueness is different. And you just have to accept that, you know, accept it. And like, you know, fasting doesn't necessarily have to be fasting from food and water. It can be fasting from certain people, environments, conversations. I said this yesterday in the talk yesterday. Like, sometimes that's what it is. Run for your life. Run for your life. Protect your life. Protect your peace. Protect your harmony. Yes, thank people for the experiences that they give you. You know, love them. Sometimes you have to love people from a distance. Love them from a distance and have what's that word again? Grace. Have grace to know that we're all on our journey. You know, once upon a time, not long ago, I was toxic. I think you think I don't know what you thought I was gonna say, huh? But yeah, you know, like we all have toxic traits within us. I do, but it's like rising above it, like rise above that wolf. There's two wolves within us, or maybe three. You know, the dark, the light, and the truth. So like give people grace to be who they are, let them grow at their own pace. But just remember that you're on your path and you can't stop your growth and you can't stop your progression just because you want to have people still in your life. Like if you grow and they, you know, you go your separate ways, thank them for the blessings that they put upon your life. But at the same time, like if they grow at the same place or you grow at the same place as them, maybe one day you'll align. If you don't, give thanks. Give thanks because that person once upon a time played a pivotal role in your life. You know, I know this has now gone into another space, but that's also the wisdom that has come from day 3, you know. But yeah, like what's really helped, which is strange, is I'll watch these cooking videos because I love cooking and I love food. And then I start getting hungry and I'm like, okay, let me tap away because it's making me realize I'm hungry. But I started watching like Drink Masters, which is nice to see all like the different drinks that are being made. And I can't lie, watching that really made me like really feel inspired about like looking for, you know, jobs that are within that industry. Um, hey yo, like I've tapped into ChatGPT, but I think that'll be another conversation. But yeah, just thank you for listening, man. Thank you for listening to me talk. Like, even if you don't listen, I love the fact that I've got a platform where I can just air my thoughts, honey. But I have energy. Like, yo, I know where this energy just came from, but I have energy. I'm feeling like the bottom of my what is it, the bottom part of my legs, and I'm like, ugh, this is painful, but hey, you know, I'm airing my thoughts. So, but yes, welcome to Air My Thoughts. Tiri, kungo, taura, nyaya, which translates to we are just talking, or we are just having a conversation, or we are having a conversation. I don't know whether I've just added that just in the name of it. No, it was originally there. I just didn't add it. Okay, we are just having a conversation, and that's what we are doing at the end of the day. Also, don't be coming for me when I said Southeast. Okay, I'm from Southern Africa, Zimbabwe. But yes, anyways, that's what we are doing at the end of the day. I'm not going to do the whole thing again, but yeah.